And we're back with some more Calgary Flames franchise mode in FHM 9. So we do have quite a few things to go over before we switch over into the new year. We are signing quite a few prospects in John Steele. He is our best center prospect currently to his half-star ability, 3-star potential. Then we're signing 2 goaltender prospects in Pinch and Keller. And then we're also signing Uno Lep, a defensive prospect. Figure we give him a shot. He's got a 2-star ability. And then at forward, you have Blizzard and Ryan Wood, whose rights were both expiring, so thought I'd sign them anyway. And then we are going to be releasing quite a few players, including Pare, Hinton, Fortman, and Wright. Unfortunately, simply put, we're not going to have the cap space for really any of them. As we take a look at our finances here and cap obligations, the way things are shaping up right now, we'll have 78 million tied up in cap. So we might be able to afford to sign one of these guys come free agency, but definitely not Shane Wright. He's asking for way too much money. I think 7 mil was what he was asking for. Yeah, 7.8 for 1 year for only 24 points last year. He's just not worth it anymore. So we're going to have to say goodbye to him. Fortman and Hinton, they've served us well, but we do need to move on from them because they're asking for a little bit too much. Fortman's asking for 4.3. Hinton is asking for 3.9. I do have Hinton set to auto qualify, so we'll still have his rights. But besides that, I think we need to release everybody else because at this point, none of these guys are key players in our lineup. And, you know, I really want to keep this core together for as long as possible. And unfortunately, that does involve saying goodbye to a few of our veterans here. But the good thing about that is that it does obviously give the younger guys some opportunities, such as John Steele, who is coming in at 2.5-star talent, and possibly some others. So I think with that, we can advance to the awards ceremony on the 29th. And it's time for the awards ceremony. For the Ted Lindsay, you have Pedro Castillo of LA. For the Art Ross, you have Doug Elfring, of course, led the league in points. The Moyes Richard goes to Ron Collett of Vancouver. The Lady Bing goes to Willie Reynolds of Boston. The Bill Masterton goes to Noah Ostland of Buffalo. The Mark Messier Leadership Award goes to Anthony Cristoforo of San Jose. And the Jennings Trophy goes to Jeff Danberg of Colorado. And for the Hart between Isaacson, Elfring, and Castillo, it is Doug Elfring of your Calgary Flames. And the playoff MVP, the Colin Smythe, goes to John Reynolds of Washington. Excuse me? Yes, that is not what I expected at all. You hate to see it. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, John Reynolds with 31 points in 24 games is certainly a feat, but a tough one to swallow. I mean, I'm not going to complain. We got the Stanley Cup, but that's I'm a bit salty there. And for the Calder between Brenton Powell, Seth Needham, and Ray Murray, yeah, Brenton Powell of Philly. And for the Norris between Emile Jacques, Henry Muse, and Pedro Castillo. So 2 of the nominees are from your Calgary Flames. It is Emile Jacques with 76 points in 78 games played. For the Frank J. Selke between Samuel Drouin, Freddie McDowell, and Colin Rhodes, it is Colin Rhodes of Florida. For the Vezina between Zach Pelletier, Jeremy Debut, and Emil Lindbergh. Come on, Debut. Oh, it's Pelletier of Nashville. That's unfortunate. And for the GM of the year, between Dorian, Bowness, and yours truly. There it is. We got GM of the year with 66 wins, apparently, even though our regular season record says 64, so that's a bit odd. And for the Jack Adams, between Zach Fitzgerald, Ryan Beatty, and David O'Trainer. I'm going to guess it's Fitzgerald. Yep, there it is. So we get quite a bit of hardware this year. Unfortunately, not the Conn Smythe. That's going to sting. But overall, a very good year for your Calgary Flames. And we have the season summary of the 2038-39 season. We have got all the positive categories and none of the negative categories. Longevity bonus of 9, financial health bonus of 0, of course. So that brings our season score to 56 and our career score to 535. My goodness, 11 available points. Let's see. I guess I may as well just max out in-game tactics and motivation. Then I'll put the remaining 3 into training. Alright, so we're on July 1st, and with 23 players on our roster, our current salary cap is sitting at 80.8. So we are good in that respect. We are below the cap ceiling, and we do have a little bit of wiggle room if necessary. So I think, honestly, we're good here. And considering that we just won the cup 2 years in a row, and for the 4th time in 6 years, I think we just go ahead here. Actually, let me see how much Henderson's going to be asking for quite a bit here. 5.4 for 4 years on his extension. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. He got 71 points last year, so that's definitely a reasonable amount there. Now, how much is Debu gonna want? He's up for an extension as well. 7.2. Ooh, yeah. Oh, Creech as well. Oh man, 3.8. 4.7. Okay, that's a really good contract for Braden Creech, especially after last season. 87 points and 79 games played. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna re-sign him right now. It's a very team-friendly contract, and we're gonna need it. We're gonna need it for sure in the coming years. I don't think I'm gonna renew Muse just because we're gonna need to clear up some serious cap space. He's 33. He's starting to look like he's on his way down in terms of overall ability, so we might not be re-signing him. Now, actually, before we advance ahead, I would like to trade the rights of Hinton so we could get something back for him. It's probably not going to be much, but whatever. I figured I'd just trade him to Florida for a couple of thirds. Not anything too spectacular, but I couldn't get a second. And frankly, I think this is a pretty realistic trade just for the rights to two players, you know? It's not like we're trading them while they're contracted, so it's understandable that we can't really get much back in terms of fair value for the player themselves. And there it is. The Florida Panthers have accepted our offer. Complete trade. And time for the draft lottery. At 16, you have Boston, 15 Edmonton, 14 Vancouver, 13 Minnesota, 12 Buffalo, 11 Tampa, 10 Montreal, 9 Carolina, 8 Nashville, 7 New Jersey, so the Rangers move up, 6 St. Louis, 5 Detroit, 4 Tampa, 3 Winnipeg, 2 Dallas, and 1 the New York Rangers. All right, time for the draft. We have 2 5-star potential players here in Braden Beach and Jesse Thorburn. Obviously, we're not getting either of them, but there is Newland, who has the 2.5-star ability already and a 3-star potential. I can't imagine he drops out of the top 10. Yeah, he's projected to go number 3, probably behind Beach and Thorburn. But I guess we'll just have to see who is available. Okay, how is... I've just come across Jamie Hill here, who is ranked at 3 different positions for the same draft. 26, 27, and 29, apparently. Okay, that's a little odd. Between Petach and Sakhanov, Sakhanov's definitely better rating-wise. And I think we'll be able to get Petach later because his mock draft ranking is 192, whereas Sakhanov is at 37. They're both 2.5-star potential, so I think I'm going to take Sakhanov now and Petach later. So Sakhanov, welcome to the Calgary Flames. Ooh, looks like he was taken. There's only 3 players on the list now. I had roughly 13 or 14 of them on our previous pick, and it seems quite a few of them went during that round. So we're down to Dyer, Selashovsky, and Vasut. I think I'll take a defenseman, so it's going to be Selashovsky or Vasut. Between them, I like Vasut better. Let's see, where is he projected to go? 114. So Vasut, welcome to the Calgary Flames. And hopefully Selashovsky is available in the next round. Yep, he is. He's the only player left on the list who is still available, so we may as well take him. Welcome to the Calgary Flames. And pick 96 now. There's no one left from the list that I had. Evan Nordstrom looks good. He was supposed to be picked at 31, apparently. And given that we're on pick 96 now, I think it's okay to take a chance on a goaltender. So Nordstrom, welcome to the Calgary Flames. Here's a name, Vahan Mazmanyan. That's fun to say. He's 6'4" as well, 232 pounds, 15 passing, 15 determination. And he's not the best, but yeah, I'll take him. He's pretty good. I pick 160 now. Daniil Kutaikin looks interesting. I mean, his defensive category isn't great, but the rest of him is pretty well-rounded, so I figure I'll take a chance. Round number 6, I think I'll take Dave Beck. Pretty interesting for this point in the draft. Then round 7, there are 2 1.5-star potentials left. May as well take the Australian Austin Dunn. So Dunn, welcome to the Calgary Flames. So I think we could just advance to the Hall of Fame inductions and then to start the regular season. And for the Hall of Fame inductions, you have Leon Draisaitl, Austin Matthews, Timo Meier, and Chris Osgood. Whoa, what happened to Vokac? Maxim Vokac. He was definitely not like this the last I saw him, and that was literally just at the re-sign stage when we were signing prospects. Yeah, his offensive ratings were definitely not that high before. I mean, it's too late to sign him now, I think. Yeah, it's too late to sign him. We would have had to sign him by August 31st, but still, that's quite a bit of an improvement in a short amount of time. So it'll be interesting to see if he can push that even further. Obviously, his potential's only at 2.5-star, but if he has a good season, you never know. Oh no, major injury to Glockner, so he's going to be out to start the season for 2 to 3 weeks with a strained ribcage muscle. Oh man, pinch with the 826 save percentage in 2 games played. They're going to send him down to the AHL, and I will call up probably Tannhauser. He did all right for us last year. Send Davies down too. He's not doing too well. 54 defensive grade, 52 offensive grade, and no points in 6 games. He's gonna have to go on waivers, but whatever. Can't say I've been impressed by him at this point. Ooh, John Steele. I didn't even realize he went from a 2.5 star ability to a 1.5 star. I guess maybe we just didn't have him scouted well enough before. Either that, or he's just been so bad to start the season that his star potential, his star ability dropped a whole star. I mean, 17 games played, he has no points and a -8. Yeah, it's a bit rough. I think we'll send him to the AHL, help him get his confidence back. And instead I'll call up Oscar Nielsen. Oh man, broken bone in elbow, indefinite for Emile Jacques right around the trade deadline, February 26th. We are 59-1 right now. So that's definitely an unfortunate injury. He's gone for the rest of the season, and to one of our key players as well. You know what? At least that happened before the trade deadline, because now we can decide what we want to do. Because we could trade for a rental defenseman, just a defenseman on a 1-year contract to take the place of Emile Jacques temporarily. That might be a good idea. I mean, we could call up Uno Lep. He's been pretty good defensively when he's been up here for the few games that he was. But if there's anyone available on the trade block, then I would definitely have to consider it. So I suppose let's take a look around the trade block now. CJ Wolf, he is injured too, but it's only day-to-day, bruised toe. He's making $12 million right now. So we definitely would not be able to keep him. But if it were just for this playoff run, I think that might be a worthwhile investment depending on what Columbus wants for him. So let's see if we can make this work here. I would obviously give up our 1st round pick. I mean, it's a lot for a rental player, I will admit, but CJ Wolf, he is a very good player. As we see not only by his production, obviously he's capable of roughly 60 points per season, but he's also very, very good defensively, according to his grade. So what we're giving up is Marcus Kivilati. He is a 2.5 star ability, 2.5 star potential at 25 years of age, so he's not really going to grow much more. He's only got 12 points this year and a 60 grade. I think we can move him, as we do have some other guys who can replace him. Then you have the rights to Jedrzej Abramowitz, 1.5 star ability, 1.5 star potential. He's 6'6" defenseman. He's a good stick checker, but not really too phenomenal anywhere else. So I'm all right with parting with him, and he's already 21. And then you have 2 1st round picks and a 2nd. And just in case anything goes wrong, I'm not anticipating anything to go wrong, but just in case it does, I'm going to have the 2041 1st round pick top 10 protected. So Kivilati, the rights to Abramowitz, a 2040 first, a 2040 second, and a 2041 first. That's top 10 protected for CJ Wolf at 50% of his salary retained, offer trade, and finalized deal. There it is. That is a huge trade for your Calgary Flames with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Obviously, it's not going to be for too long that Wolf is with us, because we're definitely not going to be able to pay him his full contract. But still, it is nice to have that temporary replacement for Emile Jacques, who is going to be out for the rest of the season. And a look at Wolf's defensive grade, 93, offensive grades at 65. So you know he's going to be a real asset for the playoffs. And with that, let's get through the rest of the regular season. Well, we've done it again. Except this time, 69-12-1. This team isn't real. This team is not real. How did we manage to be even better than last season? This team is unbelievable, man. I don't think I've ever had a team like this before. Doug Elfring, 2nd in the league with 110 points. This man is 30 years of age, almost 31 at this point. What was his birthday? May 27th. So at the end of these playoffs, he's going to be 31. He has only gotten better as his career has gone on. This is the most points he's had to date in a single season. What an absolute beast. Worth every single penny of that 13.75. Let's take a look at the rest of the stats. So you got 86 points for Henderson. He follows up his breakout season from last year and puts up another great performance with 86 points this time, as opposed to 71. Creech with 85 and 70, so he once again has a stellar season. Pagamagabo with 67, 63 for Antolovsky, 60 for Meehan, 53 for Sheets, 52 for Grieve, 49 for Wolf. How many of those were with us? 24 points in 20 games with us for him. Glockner with 47, 45 for Fast, 43 for Hedquist, 42 for Torka. This team is just so good, dude. Holy moly. Igumenov with 33, Muse with 33, Knight with 29, Amirkanov with 23, 20 for Nielsen, 17 for Mooney, and 6 for Stoll in 30 games played. Tannhauser only played 5 games. Wow. Debut with 77 games played. Are you kidding me, Debut? And a 909 save percentage. 12 shutouts. Are you kidding me? This team. Let's see the history. He's got to be up there. Yeah, he's Jeremy Debut officially has the shutout record for the Calgary Flames with 43, and the wins record too. All-time wins with 321. And I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, honestly, by next season, Elfring should be second on the team in scoring for the Calgary Flames in history. Second only to Jerome McGinley. You know, make it even more impressive is if we can win the Stanley Cup here this year. Oh, right. We do need to re-sign Henderson. I thought I did this earlier, but apparently not. So I guess we will extend him now before he inevitably increases his asking price after the playoffs are done. All right, looks like we have settled on 5.43 for the next 4 years for Dan Henderson. Obviously, we're not going to be able to re-sign CJ Wolf. Yeah, he's asking for 6.3. I mean, that's not as much as he was making with Columbus, but still, with the amount of players that we have to give raises to, that's just not happening. If we can somehow free up enough space to sign Wolf, then I'll do it, but I'm just not anticipating it, especially with Debut making 7.4, Henderson getting a raise off his entry-level deal. There's just no way that Wolf extension is happening, unfortunately, but we knew that going into that trade, so I'm okay with it. I may as well just extend Debut right now, because he deserves it. No doubt about that. 6.96 for 3 years. Sounds good. And they got Meehan as well. Like, yeah, that's... Honestly, we're going to be way over the cap. We're going to be so over the cap, it's not even funny. We might have to make some major trades this offseason. I mean, I guess that'll happen when you have basically a super team at this point. Especially considering our record this year, 69, 12, and 1. I mean, that is just absolutely insane. Let's see where we sat for team stats. Goals for per game, 4.33, second in the league. Goals against per game, we're by far first in the league with a 2.06. Power play, we were 5th in the league with a 20.3. And penalty kill, we were 4th in the league with an 85.5. So we are just absolutely incredible this year, obviously. So hopefully the playoffs are more or less the same as they have been for the past 2 seasons. Yep, you saw that coming. Doug Elfring with a Hart nominee. Jason Sheets for the Norris. And of course, yours truly up for Executive of the Year once again. No Selke nominee. Skylar Grieve for the Lady Bing. Doug Elfring for the Ted Lindsay. And of course, Zach Fitzgerald for the Jack Adams. So a lot of award nominations for us this year. But still, even though we've done this many times before, the only thing I care about is the Stanley Cup. Let's see who we're facing in the first round. And it will be the Seattle Kraken, the 39, 34, and 9 Seattle Kraken. you know what would be the funniest thing is if Seattle somehow managed to do the thing and knock us out of the playoffs, but the games are played for a reason. So here we go. Game number 1 against Seattle will be a 5-2 victory for your Calgary Flames. Shots are 40-22. Favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, Elfring, Antolovsky, and Sheets. First period, Antolovsky from Sheets and Elfring makes it 1-0. Then William Moore for Seattle makes it 1-1. Second period, Doug Elfring from Muse and Antolovsky makes it 2-1. And third period, Meehan from CJ Wolf and Grief makes it 3-1. Elfring from Sheets and Antolovsky makes it 4-1. Antolovsky from Sheets and Elfring makes it 5-1. And Kakovin for Seattle makes it 5-2. But that is all she wrote. Game number 2 against Seattle will be a 5-4 Seattle victory. Oh man. All right, so we don't get the sweep. Shots at 33-24 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game, Koljanen, Meehan, and Rubrick. First period, you have Mars and Drolet with the goals for them. Second period, you have Body with the goal to make it 3-0. Then the third period, Creech from Pekamagabo and Meehan for our first goal of the game. Then Hedquist from Mooney and Elfring. And then Glasser with the goal to make it 4-2. Meehan from Torka and Grieve makes it 4-3. Rubrick with the goal makes it 5-3. But then Torka with 28 seconds remaining in regulation from Grieve and Meehan makes it 5-4 and tries to get back into it, but it was too little too late. We have a 1-1 series. All right, come on, Calgary. Game number 3. Are you kidding me? No. This is not. No, this is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Shots are 36-14 in favor of your Calgary Flames, but Seattle makes 2 of their shots count, and that was more than our 1. 3 stars of the game, Fortier, Elfring, and Zonin. First period, no scoring. Second period, Creech from Elfring makes it 1-0. Then Body for Seattle makes it 1-1, and then Drolet with the game-winning goal in the third for Seattle. Short-handed nonetheless, puts them up 2-1 in the series. All right, game number 4. Come on, Calgary. All right, there it is. That's what you'd like to see. Shots are 49-19 in favor of Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game: Stark, Grant, and Pegamagabo. First period, Mars with the goal on the power play for them, makes it 1-0. Second period, you have Grieve with the goal from Torika and Muse, makes it 1-1. Third period, no scoring, which means in overtime, Pegamagabo with the goal from Sheets and Henderson makes it 2-1 victory. So that could have gone the other way. That could have been a 3-1 series lead for Seattle if things had gone their way in overtime. Oh man, that would not have been pretty. All right, here we go. Game number 5 against the Seattle Kraken will be a 6-3 Calgary victory. Shots are 44-30 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game: Henderson, Hedqvist, and Glockner. First period, you have Tim Knight, 52 seconds in, from Henderson and Creech to make it 1-0, and then Drolet with the goal to make it 1-1. Agumanov on the power play from Glockner and Henderson makes it 2-1, and then Hedqvist from Pegamagabo and Henderson makes it 3-1. Second period, Doug Elfring with his third of the playoffs from Creech and Sheets makes it 4-1. Third period, you have Pekkanen with the goal for Seattle to make it 4-2. Doug Elfring from Hedqvist and Glockner makes it a 3-goal deficit once again, but then not long after, Mars with the goal to make it a 5-3 game. And then 1944, Dan Henderson with the empty net goal from Sheets makes it the 6-3 victory for our Calgary Flames, and we are up 3-2 in the series. All right, come on, Calgary. We are in Seattle now, but we could end this series here. Do not push to game 7. Please do not push to game 7. That's the last thing I want to give Seattle. There you go. Doug Elfring with the goal from CJ Wolf makes it 1-0. Oh, there we go. There's a goal for Zanen. So heading into the second period now, tied. Come on, guys. Oh, no. Isaac Rosane. Oh, no. Kakoven. Come on, guys. What are you doing, Calgary? What are you doing? Okay, there you go. Henry Muse with the goal from Elfring and Hedqvist. Third period time. Come on, Calgary. Come on, Calgary. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Oh, no. 14. And we're going to game 7. Oh, no. Shots are 45-24 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game: Coots, Elfring, and Stark. Oh, no. If Seattle actually pulls this off, I would actually... I think that would just be the end of the GM mode, honestly. The embarrassment I would suffer would be immeasurable. Please, Calgary, I'm begging you. I am begging you. Just this one game. This one game. Do not choke. Please. Please, 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 Calgary. Oh, man. So many penalties. There you go. Oscar Nielsen from Braden Creech and Doug Elfring makes it 1-0. Late in the first period. Come on, Calgary. Oh, no. Mars with the goal with 3 seconds left heading into the second period. Okay, relax. Relax. It's still a game. It's still serious. Come on, Calgary. No, Forte. Okay, Antolovsky from Hedqvist and Elfring makes it 2-2. Oh, man. Heading into the third period, tied at 2. We only have 15 shots on goal. What is going on, Calgary? Come on. Oh, no. No, don't do this. William Moore, don't freaking do this. Calgary, don't freaking do this. Okay, Pegamagabo from Creech and Knight. Don't do this. Don't do this. Tripping on Mark Fast. Don't do this. Please. Overtime. Okay. Calgary, I beg of you. Please, 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 please do not screw this up. That would be a monumental embarrassment if we... just don't screw it up, please. I'm begging you. Hallelujah. Dan Henderson with the overtime goal saves us from utter embarrassment at the hands of the Seattle Kraken. That alone felt like a Stanley Cup final, like, times 100. Shots were 31 apiece, 3 stars the game: Pegamagabo, Moore, and Creech. That was too close. That was way too close. I would have legitimately just ended this series right here and now if we had lost the Seattle Kraken. Oh, that would have just been too much. That would have been way too much. But thankfully, Dan Henderson saves us from absolute embarrassment. Time for round number 2 against the LA Kings, who are 43, 28, and 11. Let that be a lesson to never, absolutely never underestimate your opponents, no matter how how weak they may look. Here we go. Game 1 against the LA Kings will be a 3-2 victory. There you go. Shots are 44-24. Favor your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game: Henderson, Byfield, and Pegamagabo. First period, you have Glockner from Amirkanov to make it 1-0. Leshevsky with the goal for LA. Makes it 1-1. No scoring in the second. And then in the third, DeVille with the goal to put them up 2-1. But then Henderson from Pegamagabo and Creech. We go to overtime where CJ Wolf, the trade acquisition, with his first of the playoffs from Amirkanov and Henderson, makes it a 3-2 victory. Game number 2 will be a 3-2 LA Kings victory. Shots are 42-19 in favor of your Calgary Flames, but LA gets the win. 3 stars of the game: Hamilton, Pegamagabo, and Gilliam. First period, you have Castillo with a power play goal to put them up 1-0, and then Sheets from Hedquist and Pegamagabo. Then Elg for LA puts them up 2-1. Second period, Hamilton with the goal puts them up 3-1, but then Elfring with the power play goal from Pegamagabo gets it to a 3-2 game. Third period, no scoring, and that is it for game number 2. We're tied at 1. All right, game number 3 will be a 3-2 Calgary victory. Shots are 41-23. Favor of Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game: Mooney, Hansen, and Henderson. First period, Pegamagabo from Mooney and Henderson makes it 1-0. Hansen for LA makes it 1-1. Second period, Igumanov from Nielsen and Mooney makes it 2-1. Third period, Byfield on the power play gets it to overtime once again, where Braden Creech scores from Henderson and Pegamagabo to give us a 2-1 series lead. There we go. Game number 4 will be a 5-2 Calgary victory. Shots are 31-25 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game: Elfring, Creech, and Wolf. Elfring with a 4-goal night, my goodness. First period, Scott with the goal. They score first. And then Elfring with his first of the game from Antolovsky and Muse. Then you have Scoville with the goal to put them up 2-1. Second period, Creech with a goal from Elfring. Makes it 2-2. And the third period, it's the Doug Elfring show. His first goal from Glockner and Sheets. The second from Wolf and Creech. The third on an empty net goal from Antolovsky and Wolf. That was his 4th of the game to make it a 5-2 Calgary Flames victory. And Mooney is injured. Bruce Shin day-to-day. Okay, that's not too bad. We'll call not Lep because he's injured as well. Guess it'll have to be not Hedin because he's also injured. So I guess we're going to have to go into free agency. Not something I was expecting to do at this point in the season, but here we are. So Drew Asair, I guess, is going to have to be the guy. All right, here we go. Elimination game number 5 now underway. There it is. CJ Wolf with a goal from Mihan and Torka. Makes it 1-0. And there's another one. Dan Henderson with a goal. Makes it 2-0. And that's the end of the first. Up by 2, heading into the second period now. And nothing happened in the second. On to the third. And there's one for Irad Amirkanov from Creech and Henderson. Makes it 3-0. And there's one for LA. Scoville with the goal. Not going out without a fight, but it is too little too late, as Hedquist with the goal from Antolovsky and Glockner makes it 4-1. And that is all she wrote for this series. We're off to round number 3. Shots of 44-29 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game: Henderson, Hedquist, and Glockner. And we will be facing the Edmonton Oilers next, the Battle of Alberta. It's been a bit since this has last happened, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, is McDavid still playing? I would imagine not. Yeah, it does not look like it anymore. But he's without a doubt, yeah, he's at the top of their scoring list at 2,249 points. My goodness, what a career he had. All right, here we go. Game 1 against Edmonton. And it'll be a 6-2 Calgary victory. Shots at 38-19 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game: Pegamagabo, Henderson, and Hedquist. First period, you have Henderson with the goal from Pegamagabo and Knight. Makes it 1-0. And then Homer and Peary for Edmonton makes it 2-1. But then the second period is all Calgary. Igumanov with 2 goals. The first from Wolf and Amirkanov. And the second also from Wolf and Amirkanov. Makes it 3-2. And then Pegamagabo from Henderson and Hedquist to make it 4-2. Heading into the third, where Antolovsky scores from Elfring and Creech. And then Sheets from Pegamagabo and Hedquist makes it 6-2. Game number 2 against Edmonton will be a 6-1 Calgary victory. Shots of 46-27 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game: Henderson, Creech, and Pegamagabo. First period, no scoring. Second period, Grieve from Muse and Torka. Then Henderson from Pegamagabo and Creech. Then Torka from Meehan and Grieve makes it 3-0. And in the third period, where Henderson scores from Creech and Pegamagabo, makes it 4-0. Shannon scores for Edmonton, makes it 4-1. But then Hedquist from Elfring and Nielsen. And then Henderson from Pegamagabo and Creech makes it the 6-1 victory. Oh no, Cody Glockner injured with a bruised foot for 1 to 2 weeks. So O'Sara's gonna get in there now. Game number 3 against Edmonton will be a 6-0 victory. Shots are 49-29 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game: Debut with the shutout, Mooney, and Torka. First period, Antolovsky scores from Creech and Elfring, and then Mooney from Amerikanov and Muse. Second period, you have Pegamagabo from Mooney and Creech, and then Sheets from Meehan, makes it 4-0. And then Sheets from Meehan and Torka, and then Grieve from Torka and Mooney, makes it 6-0. And game number 4, elimination game number 4. I did not go into it, unfortunately, because I clicked sim game too fast and muscle memory, and we get the win 6-3 in game number 4, and we head off to the Stanley Cup Finals. Shots are 47-19 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game, Wolf, Grieve, and Fast. First period, Edmonton actually got off to a 2-0 lead as Papendick and Rempel get the goals. Rempel shorthanded. The second period, Wolf with the goal from Elfring makes it 2-1. And then the third period, the majority of the action happened. Wolf from Torka and Grieve, Meehan from Torka and Grieve, Fast from Hedquist and Wolf, Elfring from Sheets and Creech, then Neal for Edmonton, and then Tim Knight with the empty net goal from Antolovsky and Fast makes it a 6-3 victory. And who do we have in the Stanley Cup Finals? It looks like it will be either Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. And it will be the Philadelphia Flyers who win in 7 games over Pittsburgh. Glockner is back in. It'll be good to have him for this series. And here we go. Game 1 against Philly. Stanley Cup Finals. Philly gets the 3-2 victory in game number 1. Shots are 43-26 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game, Smith, Igumenov, and Ilonen. First period, Raymond with a goal for Philly. Then Muse from Amerikanov and Igumenov to make it 1-1. Logan Smith with a power play goal to make it 2-1. Then a third, Hedquist with a goal from Antolovsky and Sheets. And then Powell with the game-winning goal to make it a game 1 victory for Philly. Come on, Calgary. Game number 2 will be a 2-1 Calgary victory. Shots are 53-22 in favor of your Calgary Flames. 3 stars of the game, Ilonen, Meyer, and Henderson. First period, no scoring. Second period, Pegamagabo from Henderson makes it 1-0. And then Elfring from Creech and Henderson makes it 2-0. Third period, Meyer with the goal to make it 2-1. But that is all she wrote for game number 2. And Igumenov is injured day-to-day with a bruised shoulder, so I suppose that'll be Stull going in there. Game number 3 will be a 3-1 Philadelphia victory. Shots are only 24-21 in favor of Philly this time. 3 stars of the game, Loxo, Glockner, and Anderson. First period, Pister and Anderson with the goals for Philly to make it 2-0. Nothing in the second period, and third period, Anderson with another goal makes it 3-0, and then Pegamagabo from Creech and Glockner with our lone goal of the game. And that is just a really unfortunate game number 3 there, as Philly takes a 2-1 series lead. Here we go. Game number 4 will be a 4-0 Calgary victory. Shots are 29-15. Man, pretty low event hockey here as far as shot totals go. 3 stars of the game, Pegamagabo, Knight, and Henderson. First period, Henderson with a goal from Knight and Hedquist. Second period, Grieve from Knight, and then Pegamagabo from Sheets and Glockner. And the third period, Elfring on the power play from Wolf and Pegamagabo. Wolf has been looking like a really good acquisition for this playoff run. If we didn't have him, I'm not sure what we would have done. I'm not sure what would have happened. We might have lost in the first round to the Seattle Kraken, honestly. Game number 5 against the Philadelphia Flyers will be a 4-1 Calgary victory. Shots are 39-26 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, Henderson, Pegamagabo, and Fast. First period, Elfring with the power play marker from Glockner and Sheets to make it 1-0. And then Fast from Antolovsky makes it 2-0. Second period, no scoring. Third period, Raymond for Philly makes it 2-1. Then CJ, Wolf from Muse and Henderson, and Pegamagabo from Henderson makes it a 4-1 victory. And we are now 1 win away from winning the Stanley Cup for a 5th time in 7 seasons, and the 3rd year in a row. The three-peat is on the line here. Come on, Calgary. Make it count. There's a goal for Garland for Philly. Gives them the 1-0 lead. But there's a goal for Sheets from Nielsen and Stull. Makes it tied at 1. And that is it for the first. Heading in the second now, tied at 1. There's a goal for Sheets. His second of the game from Torka and Glockner. Come on, guys. Oh, man. Bretton Powell with the goal to make it tied at 2 once again. There's a goal for Pegamagabo from Meehan and Glockner. 3-2. Oh man, we're going back and forth here. Bretton Powell with another goal makes it 3-3 midway through the second period. And that is it for the second. Tied at 3 going into the third. Come on, Calgary. Come on, Calgary. Oh man, Kubal with the goal for Philly puts them up 4-3. And that is all she wrote for this game. We are headed to, I believe, a game 7. Shots were 53-31 in favor of Calgary. 3 stars of the game, Powell, Sheets, and Greenlaw. As yep, we are tied at 3, headed into game 7. All right, here we go. Game 7 time. Doesn't get any better than this. Come on, Calgary. Come on, Calgary. There you go. Jason Sheets once again. He's been on fire so far the past couple of games. From Dan Henderson. Makes it 1-0. Oh, Brenton Powell. He's also been on fire. Makes it 1-1. Come on. There you go. Iran Amirkanov from Egumenov and Nielsen. Makes it 2-1. There you go. Dan Henderson from Wolf and Hedquist. Makes it 3-1. We're heading in the second period now. Oh boy. Albrighton for Philly makes it 3-2. Oh no, Yalonen for Philly makes it 3-3. Heading into the third period, we are tied at 3. Come on, Calgary. There it is. Doug Elfring, the captain from Amirkanov and Knight. Come on. Come on, Calgary. Close it out. Oh no, that is not closing it out. Coop Ball with the goal makes it 4-4. And we are headed to overtime in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Yes, there it is. Pegamagabo with the overtime winning Stanley Cup winning goal. And that is our 5th Stanley Cup in 7 seasons. My goodness. Shots of 36-31 in favor of Philly. So Philly put up a fight there in that Game 7. But it was not quite enough for your Calgary Flames, who come out on top. 3 stars a game. Amirkanov, Kubal, and Sheets. Well done, boys. Well done. Let's check out the stats briefly. 27 points for Doug Elfring. Amazing as always. 24 for Pegamagabo and Henderson. And just really an all-around team effort. Debut with a 907. So didn't have his best performances there in that playoffs, but it was good enough. It was good enough to get it done. I don't think anyone's going to argue that. So with that being said, I think we're going to end things off here. I am out of breath. So we're going to carry this over into the next one, where we'll check out the rest of the playoff stats and get into year number 13, I suppose.